Hey, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Rise Allah from GMS London Camp. First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and blessings unto the hopeful and sincere elect. Now, you had a major stockpile crash earlier on today, and my brothers have been doing responses on the topic. And it's a heavy topic, man, because this is going to lead into the NWO agenda of the new image of the beast being a digital currency system set up by the wicked elite, digital platforms, the CBDC, blockchain, whatever you want to call it. Everything's going to go digital, basically, in the next coming months. Abarattas are towards the end of this year, because these devils are moving, man. The so-called white man on the left-hand side through the wicked elite, the banking elite, the council of the wicked. They're moving, the council of iniquity, they're making moves on the left-hand side to basically destabilize the American economy, man. It's a systematic destabilization of the American economy, and they're doing it so they can bring forth this new world order. As I said, the image of the beast being a digital currency system, man, which the MOT to the B, the RFID CHIP, is going to be the new entry level for anyone that wants to partake or be part of that new system. They're going to have to take a biometric device in their right hand or in their forehead to be made part of this new system, man, financially and all that. And in general, because it's going to be like the Internet of Things, the IoT, as apostles and elders always used to bring out. Everything's going to be linked up through your biometric device. The CHIP. So it says Japanese stock crash in biggest one-day drop since 1987 as global market rout intensifies, man. So these devils are working, man. This didn't happen by no accident, man. There's no such things as a coinky dink, especially when it comes to the prophecies in the scriptures. This is all by design, man. And these devils are doing it because, as I said, they're trying to, they got to fast track this NWO agenda, man, which I call the new world of disorder, man, because that's all that's going to come from this, and ultimately it's going to be the nuclear missiles that's going to bring an end to this wicked ass society. So this is Hong Kong, London, CNN. It says Japanese stocks on Monday suffered the biggest daily loss since 1987 as fears about the US economic slowdown sent shockwaves through the digital market, through the global markets. Like a slip of the tongue there, But funny enough, America's dropped up something like 900 points on the Dow Jones or something like that. So they lost significantly a lot throughout the markets earlier on today, and it's a domino effect basically worldwide, and that's why these devils are doing this, because once they cripple one stock market or main stock markets of the system, it cripples everything, man. Basically, it's like a domino effect. It says that the Nikkei 225 index of leading stocks in Tokyo lost a staggering 4,451 points. It says the biggest drop in the history. It said one of the most common percentage measures. It says the index closed at 12% down. A percentage down. It says according to Reuters, the largest one-day fall since October 87. It says the drop took Nikkei's loss since early July to 25%, pushing it into the bear market territory. It says that was a crash. It smelled like 87. It says Neil Newman. Which all these crashes are all orchestrated, man, and that's why they got that term Black Monday. When you look up that term Black Monday, there's been a whole bunch of them throughout the histories, man. Especially of the last century, and Esau used those Black Mondays to basically orchestrate failures in society and to push and promote his agenda, man. Which ultimately is coming into fruition now, being that everything's going to start going digital, man. He's going to get rid of the physical cash, and everything's going to start going digital, man. Through hyperinflation and so on and so forth and all of that. They're going to get rid of the paperback money system, man. So it says here that the crash was smelled like 87. Neil Newman, head of strategy of Astrius adversary in Tokyo CNN, told CNN, he says he was referring to Black Monday in 87 when the global markets plunged and the Nikkei lost 3,836 points. Yeah, so that was orchestrated back then. And Esau, as the scripture says, they do a diligent search, man. They're always doing all these experiments, to see how things will pan out, how people will react. and so on and so forth, because it's their system, they run the system, man. You know, so they made this shit happen on purpose, man. But at the end of the day, this is all going to lead to their demise anyway, because all they're doing is fulfilling prophecy on the left hand side, man, of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So I'm just going to read a couple precepts and close out. I have to make this too long. It's Ecclesiastes 12, and start from verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. And that's what's happening right now with these stock markets crashing and all that. The keepers of the house are who? The stock takers, the stock marketers, you know, the so-called forecasters of the markets, you know, that's the keepers of the house, and they're trembling right now, you know, for these orchestrated demolitions, so to systematic demolitions. It says, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Yeah, so the forecast for the future of America and globally for all these different markets is looking dire, man. It's not bright anymore. It's looking dim, you know, especially because of America is losing power through that, you know, well-reserved currency being the American dollar. You know, they're losing power, and you know, got other nations like the BRICS, you know, conglomerates, they're gaining power, you know, especially Russia and that ruble, you know, and their counterparts there seem to be gaining a bit more strength, so to speak. So it's all systematic anyway, man. At the end of the day, these devils are doing this on purpose. And it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. Yeah, so there's going to be a lack of employment. There's going to be more unemployment as the days go hence. It says, and the door shall be shut in the streets. It says, when the sound of the grinding is low. Yeah, and America's unemployment is skyrocketing, man. It's going to be and it's definitely going to have a worldwide effect on these other countries. It says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. You already know the music industry is just total trash right now, man, in regards to, you know, creativity and so on and so forth. It's just garbage, you know. So this is James 5:1. The heading says the misuse of riches, and this is by the so-called wicked elite, man, the rich men. You know, it says, go to you now, you rich. James 5:1. Go to you now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Yeah, because at the end of the day, these devils are orchestrating things on the left-hand side, but ultimately, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai controls what they're doing, and ultimately, it's going to come back to bite them in the arse, man. All that they're doing, all their endeavors for this new world order to create a digital system, they're only going to get so far in with the MOT to the B and chipping everyone on the face of the earth, as many as they can. But at the end of that, it's going to be nuclear destruction, man, because the Lord said when they're about to fill their belly, then that's when he's going to rain terror and destruction upon them by way of the ICBMs. It says your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten, and everyone's witnessing that worldwide. That's why all these markets are crumbling from within, you know, because their riches are corrupted and their garments are moth-eaten, you know. It says the gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. Yeah, everyone's witnessing America's demise financially, economically, and how weak they've become, you know, especially with that world reserve currency. You know, it's not as strong as it once was, man, and everyone's witnessing the downfall of this American conglomerate, so to speak, of American society. It says, and shall eat your flesh as it were with fire. Yes, so ultimately the ICBM missiles are going to be the icing on the cake for the destruction of this American Edomite empire, man. The second leg of the Roman Empire is going to fall, just like the ancient Rome did. It says, ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. And we're definitely in the last days, man. So these devils are on their way out, man. And, you know, they're just trying to bide their time and so-called establish themselves as the AI messiah, so to speak, through their technology. But that's all going to be short-lived. It's going to come to no fruition, man, because the Lord's setting them up for a great fall, a snare. You know, it says Ezekiel 28:18, it says, thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thine iniquities. Yeah, this whole establishment, Esau's whole financial and economic gain in this world is all by iniquity, man. It's all by theft, murdering, you know, pillaging and stealing and all that, which is the same as theft. But the scripture says, John 10:10, the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and to destroy. But the Lord said, woe unto them that increaseth that which is not his. You know, especially in the riches and all that. And this is what these devils have done throughout the ages, man. It's all through iniquity. So this is coming to bite these devils back in the arse. This is by the iniquity of thy traffic, which goes into what? Their merchandise, you know, the economic, financial gain. This is by the iniquity of thy traffic, which goes into that petrodollar, man. So, which is basically like an extra debt note for sanctions on the other nations, man, when in regard to their trade. It says therefore, because there was one article that said that America put sanctions on most of the countries on the face of the earth, man, and they did that through that debt note they call the American dollar, the petrodollar. So that's why it says in Jeremiah 51 that all the nations are drunk of the wine, and all the nations are mad. They're fed up with America and their shenanigans, man. And look at the downturn now. Japan's having to deal with all this BS because of America. It says, therefore will I bring forth the fire from the midst of thee, ICBM missiles once again, it shall devour thee, and I will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee. Yes, ultimately, like it says in Revelation 17, the eighth head that came up out of the seven was made to go to what? Into perdition, into the destruction, man. That's ultimately what's going to happen to America and their oligarchs too, and their counterparts. Japan's also going to fall, and so on and so forth. China, all of them nations, man, because it says that Asia is in league with Babylon, as it says in Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. It says that Asia is in league with Babylon. Basically, they're in bed together, but they're all going to fall together as well. They're going to fail. The Lord going to destroy them just like he's going to destroy America too, man. Because none of these nations are going to be ruling in the world to come. The only nation that's going to be left standing, so to speak, starting with the elect, is the nation of Israel. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, And Yahweh Shai, when he comes with the chariots, man, that's the only nation that's going to be standing, or left standing, so to speak, out of all of this, melee that's going to take place, man, after the smoke is cleared, so to speak, through World War III. It says, and all they that know thee among the people shall be astonished. Yeah, like it tells you in Revelation 18. All the nations are going to be astonished at the destruction of America, man, because it's going to happen all of a sudden, and they're going to be weeping and howling because they're not going to be able to make any more money. Japan's not going to be able to make any more money from America, and so on and so forth. They're going to lose all that power over the world. And it says, all they that know thee among the people shall be astonished at thee, and thou shalt be a terror, and never shalt thou be any more. So this is the end of Esau's rule upon the earth. So how is the Russians going to come back into power? The Lord said that thou shalt never be a terror on the earth anymore. They're going to lose their power, man. And that includes the Russians, because they're Russian Edomites too. These Edomites, throughout Europe and the Americas and Russia, they all come from the same people, man. The Edomites. They're all going to fall together. They're never going to come back into power. Especially when we get into our godlikely state, and we're ruling as immortals on the earth. These nations ain't never going to come back into power, man. It'll be seen as insanity if they even tried, because we're not going to be mortals anymore. So anyway, last precept here, and just regarding the whole one mind new world order, and them initiating this whole orchestrated systematic destabilization of the American society or the financial system, so they can bring forth this new world order, man, because they all have one mind. Revelation 17 and 11. That's in the beast that was and is not, even he is the eighth, and is of the seven, and goeth into perdition, which represents who? America. It says, and the 10 horns, which represents all the European counterparts. It's the economic society, so to speak, 10 global markets and all that within the European system, or the beast system. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. It says, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast, which goes into the whole EEC and the birth of the EU nations, basically, from World War II and all of that. It says, these have one mind. What one mind? One mind is a new world order, that universal type, spirit, basically. These have one mind, universal. It says, and shall give their power and their strength unto the beast. Yes, so all these nations are, in league with the devil, man. Basically, they're in league with Babylon the Great, America. But it's all going to come back to bite them in our ass, man. But Esau has to basically, create all these theaters of war, basically theatrics and deception, to hoax the people into accepting this new world order, thinking that it's all natural, when it's all been orchestrated behind the scenes, man, by the wicked elite. Because it says these have all one mind. They have one mind, meaning what? They're trying to accomplish their new world order, man. And all Japan and all these, as it says in the second Ezra, the 15th chapter. I might as well read that and close out. I'll read that real quick. They're in league with Babylon the Great. Funny enough, I'm in that chapter. His brother's always reading that regarding these prophecies that are taking place right now. The time of sedition and all that. So all that sedition and the markets crashing, all that is like plays hand in hand, because people are going to start going buck wild, because they're going to start losing their privileges in society, so to speak, their 401ks and all this madness, thinking that this place is going to go on to forever. When the Lord said this place is temporal, the fashion of this world going to pass away. That's why the Lord said use the world but not abuse it. Let me just read this real quick and then I'll close out. I've gone past it. Definitely gone past it. Should be in the 30s. Slakia, Kim. Okay, 1 second. Yes, lucky, I finally found it. It's second Ezra 15 and 46. It says, and thou, Asia, it says, thou art partakers of the hope of Babylon. So, it's Japanese and modern day Ammonites. And then you got China as well, the Chinese, which they're supposedly supposed to be against America. But they're really in league with them because they have business ventures, so on and so forth. In regards to their products and stuff. They're all made in China, right? So they're still in league with Babylon the Great. It says, and thou, Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, which represents America. It says, and art the glory of her person. It says, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. Yeah, with the same corrupt system, man, monetary system. That money system that's backed by fraud. It says, and has decked thy daughters in whoredom, and that they might please and glory in thy lovers. It says, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. And that's why America is known as Babylon the Great, the whore that sitteth upon many waters. And everyone's had their piece of that, that whore, basically, been used and abused. And America's about to be discarded, man, because what do you do after you use and abuse a whore? You discard of her, man. So that's going to be America. It says, thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works, and that's America, man, and inventions, therefore saith the Lord. So America's hated in all its works, man, worldwide. It says, and I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. So that's what's coming, man. So all these different, so-called counterparts of America, so to speak, especially with the 10 horns and 7 heads of 10 horns, man, the Lord's about to wipe America off the face of the earth, this beast system anyway. Ultimately, they're playing into the Lord's hand, so they can do what they're doing with all these inside jobs, so to speak, messing around with the markets and stocks and trades and so on and so forth, because it's all going to come to their latter end anyway. It's all leading to their latter end, because prophecy has to be fulfilled. And Japan, as I said, the Ammonites, so-called Japanese, the Chinese, all these other nations, they ain't got next, man. The children of Israel, Yasha Allah, princes of the power, they got next, starting with the elect, so I just wanted to read that real quick. Hopefully brothers is edified. Give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash, and Shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect.